Hey guys, Jake from Off-Road TV back again. Today we've got Cam here from HD Tuning. How are you, mate?
Good, how are you?
Very good. So, what are we doing here?
We are dyno tuning this Fuso. So
You heard right,
Yeah.
we're dyno tuning.
pretty standard for me, but yeah,
I guess you hear that often,
do this
don't
all
you?
the time. Yeah, yeah.
So here's the story, right? I was next door at NDS, they were building the truck, and then these guys popped in, and they were like, do you want to tune the truck? I was like, what do you mean tune the truck? And they were like, well, we put it on a dyno. It's like, how are you going to put a truck on a dyno? And, well, that's how you put a truck on a dyno. So what do you guys expect to get out of it, power and torque-wise?
The older 4M50 engine, they're very tunable. Yeah, these ones are really easy to get some good sort of power out, so we should see between sort of ballpark around 40% extra.
No.
And
You're kidding.
There's just so much headroom in everything on these
No
things.
way.
So it's
No way you can get 40% on
we
this.
can get close. Yep, yep. Easy,
Seriously.
done.
I reckon you can get like 5%.
Well, easily, not a problem. It's because they make such little power in reality from stock, you know, and then they've just got so much more headroom. You just
Here's the
turn them
deal,
up.
okay?
Yeah.
5% is what I think you're gonna get.
No.
Every percent you get on top of that,
Yeah.
I'll give you a beer.
Done. Easy. Yep. I chose the right day to come to work. You know. Easy.
All right, guys, you heard that. Let's see what this can do. So first of all, we're gonna get a baseline reading, right?
Yep. Yep.
What else do we do?
Do a bit of a health check on it. So we'll have a look at, you know, basic things like oil level and coolant level, and we'll look at, you know, injector health and some bits and pieces that we can see on a scan tool. We'll strap it down to the dyno and put a O2 sensor in the back of it so we can read air-fuel ratio. We'll need a boost reference so we can see real world how much boost is going through. Some straps, some chocks, and then we'll get started.
So realistically, you're looking at improving the power, so
Yeah,
horsepower,
yeah, yeah,
torque.
Yep. Yep.
Anything with fuel
Yeah,
economy or not at all?
As an added benefit of having more power, it's a bit of a catch-22 because if you have all this extra power but you don't use it, you do get much better fuel economy gains. You know,
That
'cause
actually
you
makes
don't have
sense.
to rev it as hard.
That actually makes
You don't have to
sense.
drive everywhere with your foot flat to the floor. So
So
we
it's a-
see a lot of customers reporting big gains of fuel economy. So yeah, should
That's
be
cool.
Added bonus.
That actually makes sense because if I think about it, right, when I'm driving this at 95 kilometers an hour, I get about 18 to 100.
Okay,
If I
yeah.
drive it at 105 kilometers an hour, it's only 10 kilometers an hour more.
Yep.
I get about
Yep.
25 to 100.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
But that's because the revs are pretty
Yeah.
much at the limit.
Yep,
Right? So if
yep,
it's got
yeah,
more
yeah.
power,
yeah,
it
that's
needs less revs.
Yeah, yeah, and at the end of the day, they're not really the most aerodynamic
It's a
vehicle in
brick.
the world.
it's a brick.
And, you know, drag is exponential. So even if you're going, say, only 10 k's an hour more, because they're not very, you know, efficient aerodynamically, it's going to take a lot more power to get there. So,
Well,
we gotta
that's
help with
I'm
that.
looking forward to it because
yeah.
look, when this was just a truck with a tray,
Yeah.
any hill I could probably go around 90. That's
Yeah,
the lowest I would drop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, not so much.
Yeah, a
80.
lot of weight
I've
on
even
it.
seen 70 on one of the hills.
Yeah.
I found hills I didn't know hills are. Like literally, I'm driving on
Yeah.
a flat
Yeah.
and it goes like 95,
Yeah.
90,
Oh, it must be on a hill.
85.
It must
It's
be on a
like,
hill.
there's no hill here.
Yeah, nah, we'll be able to fix that, no problems. Easy.
That is cool.
Easy
That
one.
that is a big one because it's got quite a decent low down torque, like to get through
yeah,
tracks and
yeah,
whatnot. But
yeah. I mean, they're a big engine at the end
Yeah.
of the day. They're naturally going to have so much torque, but
so it's a 5-liter turbo diesel.
yeah, four cylinder, yeah.
All right. Well, let's get some of the baseline data
Get
and
onto it.
see what it does.
Done. what we're going to do here is write the new software to the engine computer. We've got it hooked up here in what's called service mode, so we've got a few wires on here just doing the bare minimum to power on the ECU and then communicate with it. And then we've got software here. We've already off camera prepared a file for it with modified fueling maps and boost maps and limiters and stuff like that. So basically this is treating it like if you can imagine if it was a USB, it's got a file on it, and then we basically just load a different file onto it with different instructions to run the engine with. So this only take a couple of minutes just to write the software, and then we'll put it back in and do some testing. So as you can see, this just goes through individual sectors, and each one of those sectors is a bunch of data in individual bytes, and they're collected into maps, and then those maps are interpreted hundreds of thousands of times a second and constantly updates itself. I'm always amazed at how many individual inputs and outputs you've got on the ECU, and then this is all you need to completely read and write the software.
So what do the rest do? Is it like inputs from sensors? Or?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, this would be one that we've done all the R&D on before, so we've got the file from one that we have tuned before, so we can kind of shortcut it, and then we'll revisit it if it does need another revision, if we want more or less, or we'll see how we go. So then now that's all complete, we can plug this back into the vehicle and do some testing.
Do another run?
Yep.
Let's see what we
Simple
get.
as that.
Are you kidding me? Is this real numbers? Holy,
Easy as that. Yeah.
looks like I owe you a little bit.
So that's 140 newton meters extra and 50 horsepower.
That is ridiculous.
Very easy.
Oh my god! And you're saying that you can get even better than that?
Yeah, have a look. So yeah, this is all the important data we want to be looking at. So this is boost pressure here. These are the old runs on the factory software, and then blue and grey, these are the ones with the modified software we just put on then. So you can see factory, they're making right on the nose 15 psi. Now we're making only a little bit more, 17 and a bit, 17.3 is the peak there. So it's not much of an increase in boost. With that, we've gone, basically we've added 50 horsepower and about 140 newton meters. So we might even go for some more, even though that's good gains already as it is. There's probably still a bit more headroom in it. That's what we can do, but easy as that. Lots of headroom and everything, really easy to tune. Still nice and safe. Longevity, you'll be fine, you'll still get all the same.
I better fill up the kegs because I owe you a little bit. What did I say? 1 beer for every 10%?
Every 5 horsepower, I think you said.
I think it was every percent.
Oh, percent? Okay. How deep's your pocket?
You guys put it in comments, how much beer do I owe him?
Okay, so one of the big increases in drivability we've got here, you can see on the graphs, is where it's making its peak boost. So this curve here is boost pressure from the turbo, and then these red and blue lines here are from the factory tune, the stock tune, and then light blue and the grey lines are what we've just done from one of the mod files. So peak boost in the stock configuration is about 2,350 RPM, 2,350, 2,400 RPM, around there. Now with our modified file, we're actually making more boost by only about 2 psi more, so it's not a drastic increase. But that peak boost is now around 1950, 2000 RPM. So that's going to be a lot better for drivability, a lot better for fuel economy because you're not revving the engine as hard. And it's definitely make things a bit easier to overtake and tow and carry heavy loads and all that kind of stuff because you've got lots more torque because you're making horsepower.
Shifting, you mentioned that.
Yeah. So because you've got more power available a lot earlier, so here we're looking at power and torque as well. Got a lot more power and a lot more torque earlier in the rev range. So because you don't have to rev the engine as hard, it's not injecting fuel as often, so you'll probably get some fuel economy gains from all the extra power that you've got available now. This is going to be generally a lot nicer to drive. And we're not even finished yet.
Now, for our viewers that are staring straight there, what's happening there?
Oh, this is one of our mechanics. His 80 series Land Cruiser. He's got a Brunswick in it, so he's slowly rebuilding that one from the ground up. You know, block out, and he's had the block machined and crack tested and acid dipped and all that sort of stuff. So you can't really see all the fruit behind, but over there, there's all the good parts and stuff. So that thing will be going on the dyno at some point because that actually makes fairly similar numbers with the Brunswick with no turbo. So pretty soon we'll have a turbo on it and we'll be making a bit more power out of that thing. So, but that's a long-term project, that one.
That is insane. Looks like I owe you a little bee now.
You are, man. You're well hungover.
Well, Darren is here now. What do you think?
That's insane.
That's a little bit more than the 5% I expected.
You owe this man a lot of beer.
Yes, that's, yeah. We'll have to take our bar here and just park it here for the whole weekend. And
Sounds good.
But it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
I drive behind this thing, and every time we get to a hill, it pretty much stops. So it's going to be good that you've actually got some power now.
Much better now.
Yeah. As you guys saw in the video, there's obviously a lot that goes into this. It's not just that they park it up, press a couple of buttons, it happens, and then you pay and go. There is a lot of work. There's a lot of art. There's a lot of black magic going into this. We've done what, six
different files now. Yep.
What are your thoughts on these and high performance compared to other ones that you do?
This is probably one of the better ones. Like these and the N series Isuzu and then the 79 series Land Cruisers. They're probably some of the best for games.
79 series?
Yeah, very good too. Yeah, similar kind of thing, 50 to 70%.
50 and what was you getting a 79?
They go anywhere from start off with about 150 and then north of 200.
Wow.
After that one. So yeah, they're very good to tune as well. But yeah, generally these, most of the Japanese stuff really. Yeah, Isuzu, Fuso, Hino, they're all pretty good to tune. And then just it's the way that they tune their vehicles. There's a specific strategy they use, and then obviously we can bump that up a bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, if you're a 79 series and owner and you think you want to get some more power,
just need a clutch first though. Very close to slipping as they are. So
see this, guys.
Yeah, definitely. You guys do other things as well. You don't do just trucks, right?
Yeah. Normal passenger vehicles and anything road going. We prefer to, we specialise in diesel stuff.
Yeah.
Occasionally do a petrol, but yeah, not too often doing the petrol. So
And
this
you
is stuff's easy.
good gains on the petrol?
Yeah, it depends what sort of people are after.
Yeah.
Generally, without a turbo on a petrol, there's not really that much you can do, and you could sink $10,000 easily into a non-turbo petrol engine and not really get significant gains. But as soon as you've got turbos there, then everything changes because you can increase boost pressure and all that kind of stuff like that. But in a diesel world, it's so friendly for this kind of stuff. You've got a lot of headroom in the fuel system, a lot of headroom in the turbo, and so it generally works pretty well.
Well, if you guys have a diesel out there, definitely come over here, HD Tuning, give it a try. The gains are insane. A, you're getting power, B, you're gaining torque, but C, you're also getting better fuel consumption.
Yeah.
So over a couple of years, you might actually make the money back up,
Yeah.
and you get a lot more power. If you have a petrol, get a turbo first and then come back here.
But this all should be still nice and safe. Like we haven't increased boost pressure that much, so it's not shouldn't affect longevity of the turbo. Should still get the same kind of longevity out of the engine itself. Still got all the factory diagnostics and the factory correction maps for things like intake temperature and coolant temperature. So there's still a lot of the safety, or all of the safety, still going in to keep the engine healthy.
Because the truck has to work less hard now with more power.
Yeah,
You're actually getting probably less strain on the engine than you would without it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it all depends on your right foot, really. It's a bit of a catch-22, and if you're using all that power under your right foot, it's
You have to get
Mine's-
used to adjusting.
yeah.
Mine's a
that's
bit
it,
heavy.
Yeah.
Well, up until now, there was basically nothing or floor. Like, I didn't need a cruise control. I just needed a brake.
Yeah.
That was it.
Is it on the accelerator the whole time?
Yeah.
I think
but-
what you need to do now is go and find a hill and
Give it a test.
give it a test.
Well, I was saying at the beginning of the video, like, I found hills, but I didn't know hills were. So now we're going out for the weekend, so we'll give it a proper test and see how we go. But yeah, this has been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you so much.
worries.
Transform the truck.
Thank you. No
That's
problems.
a new
Anytime.
truck now.
Yeah, should be completely different. You won't even be thinking about, what gear am I in, and just be set and forget, and any hill you could take and overtake would be fine. So
Something off-roading is going to be a lot
Yeah,
better. You're going to have
Yeah.
torque as
that's
well.
it. Yeah, hopefully some.
Right, if you guys like this video, give it a like and comment. If you didn't like it, let us know why. Who doesn't like more power? But if you don't, give us a comment. And if you have any other suggestions on what to do to the truck, let us know. We'll see you in the next one.
All right, thanks, guys. See you.
See ya.
Cheers.